From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Thursday morning. Yesterday was warm. Today is going to be warmer, but it is going to be very hot Sunday and Monday. That's why we're going with a first alert weather day for lower elevations of southeastern Washington and northeastern Oregon, as highs could peak around 95 to 101. We'll have much more to say about that later in the show, but first for this morning, see wind gusts, not that big of an issue. Temperatures very comfortable for this morning as we're in the 50s and 60s for lower elevations, 40s up in the Cascades, 40s also up in the Blues. Here's your day planner forecast for today for lower elevations. Going to be into the 70s as soon as 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock this morning. And then at the peak of daytime heating, we should be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. So that means 80s for lower elevations. Here's the bottom line for the forecast of another round of strong winds in the Kittitas Valley Friday afternoon and evening. Of course, the heat wave peaking into Sunday and Monday, but honorable mention to Tuesday as well. And the forecast staying oh so dry over the next 7 days. But back to this point, I know a lot of people have a lot of vested interest in this heat wave as we head into this weekend. So I'll talk a lot more about that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, the manhunt continues this morning. New footage released of a father accused of murdering his 3 young daughters. What we're learning about his past and the growing reward to bring him in.
Plus, an investigation is underway after a thief made off with cash and a large bucket of whiskey after holding a clerk at knife point. We have all the details.
Plus, we're keeping an eye on Sunnyside as they are still searching for someone to take the reins as city manager. The first candidate stepping up, but not everyone's on board. So what's next in the search for Sunnyside's interim city manager? We'll take a look on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Jade Elliott. And of course, a lot of news to get to with continuing coverage this morning.
That's right. We start off on the massive manhunt for Travis Decker, the father accused of killing his 3 young daughters during a court-approved visit.
Yeah, now this morning we've learned that the search has expanded both on the ground and in the air. New video and photos of Decker have come out that show him days before the murder. They're now being shared by authorities. Take a look. This is what they've given us. A law enforcement from across the region, including the FBI and Homeland Security, now working together in what's being called an all-hands operation. Spokane County Sheriff's Office deploying 2 helicopters to aid in the aerial search, covering remote wooded and wilderness areas throughout Chelan County and the National Forest.
And during yesterday's press conference, authorities stated concerns that Decker may be heading to Canada, prompting Border Patrol to also be on alert. Sheriff Mike Morrison with the Chelan County Sheriff's Office expressed his condolences to the family, saying the sisters are the driving force behind the mass efforts.
Our condolences and our heartfelt sympathy goes out to the Decker family. We know they're struggling, but I want them to know they're not struggling alone. We suffer as a community. It has hit many of us hard.
It's just absolutely tragic. Investigators have also been interviewing friends and associates trying to track his movements and predict where he might be.
As of now, authorities have offered a $20,000 reward for any information that may lead to Travis Decker's arrest. If you see or know anything, you are urged to call 911 immediately, but do not approach Decker as he is considered dangerous and could be armed.
Be sure to stay with Good Morning Northwest and Apple Valley News Now as details continue to emerge in this investigation.
Now to a follow-up on a story that we first brought to you last week from Yakima County. The Sheriff's Office says they've now identified the woman who abandoned a dog at the Cowiche Canyon trailhead on Friday. The woman was seen opening the back of her car, grabbing the dog by the collar, and then throwing it to the ground, and that's before leaving the dog behind. YCSO says they've not located her, but she is encouraged to turn herself in. The dog named Coco was in the care of a private citizen and seen by a veterinarian, and they say Coco belonged to the woman's roommate, and the dog has been reunited with them. And YCSO is requesting charges that now include theft in addition to animal cruelty.
6:03 new this morning. As we move on to a crime alert out of Kennewick, there's an investigation underway following an armed robbery that happened on Tuesday morning. Police say it happened at the Circle K on Edison and Canal around 2:45 a.m. According to the clerk on duty, a man armed with some kind of weapon came in demanding money and alcohol, and then he left with an undisclosed amount of cash and a large bucket of Fireball whiskey.
Like any robbery, we take very seriously. Right now, we have our detectives division looking into it. We would ask the public with any information regarding this incident to come forward and speak to one of the detectives. Even a little bit of information could be that piece that we need to move forward with an arrest.
Luckily, no one inside, including that clerk, was hurt during the time of this incident.
On to Fire Watch this morning, where a close call in Prosser sent crews rushing to stop a grass fire before it could do some serious damage. Firefighters were called to the corner of Rothrock and McCready Roads around 11:30 Wednesday morning. This after someone mowing their lawn got too close to a dry patch, sparking the blaze. West Benton Fire Rescue says it burned just over an acre, but thankfully no homes were damaged and no one was hurt.
Paying attention to the weather, knowing that, from midday to 4 or 5 o'clock is the hottest point of the days, and it's the driest part of the day, so humidity's down, and things are gonna ignite faster. So if you want to do stuff early in the morning, would be probably the best time.
Now, these types of fires are caused by the hot engines of a lawnmower striking rocks or accumulated dry grass in the mower deck. And with temperatures rising, the rise of wildfires also rises, and that's why the deputy chief says keeping a water source handy can make a big difference. As for this fire, crews were able to contain it in just 15 minutes. New this morning, the city of Sunnyside is still scouting who to hire as its interim city manager.
At the city council special meeting, the first candidate, Blaine Oborn, stepped up to the podium to present himself. Now, some council members remembered Oborn's application from the previous year, but not all members felt comfortable taking a vote, stating they needed more time to review his application and also look at other potential candidates.
The mayor says he wants to make it clear to the public that he's not promising any potential candidate that they'll become the city manager. And this comes after city manager Mike Gonzalez was put on 30-day paid administrative leave. After the executive session, the council moved on to a 5-2 ruling to place Gonzalez on a non-disciplinary action, 30 days paid administrative leave.
Which means that we have allegations and statements have been made, and we want to investigate the veracity of those statements. It is not punitive, but we feel that the investigation will be handled better if he's not there, and staff might feel more free to talk, and other people might feel more free to talk if he's not present in the building. It is not a comment against the manager himself, but the allegations have been made, and we feel we need to investigate.
Now, with the council still not finding a replacement for Gonzalez, the city's fire chief will be in charge until their next regular city council meeting, where the board will bring the topic back onto the agenda for discussion.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, a proclamation that President Trump has just signed is banning travelers from 12 countries. And coming up, we'll take a deep dive into the executive order and what it could mean for travelers around the world.
And giving you a live look outside this morning from our Yakima Federal Sky Cam here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. It's a beautiful start to your Thursday, and when we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert will have your first alert forecast. It's 6:07.
Welcome to Walker's Furniture's 45th anniversary sale, where we're celebrating by offering savings up to 45% off.
Or get no interest financing for up to 5 years.
This week at Walker's.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
In an instant, your world can shatter. At Quantum Legal, we understand injuries can be an immense burden, taking a toll on your body and leaving you drowning in medical expenses. Battling insurance companies without legal representation will make matters worse. We are committed to advocating for your deserved compensation. Quantum Legal, where compassion meets justice.
It is Operation Best Friend every Wednesday as we feature lovable pets from area shelters all looking for their forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Christine Connolly, As You Wish Real Estate Services, and the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Ready for takeoff!
Because we know your house is more than a home.
Whoa!
It's where their dreams take flight.
Hey, Dad!
And when you feel protected, your family can dream fearlessly.
How's it going, Captain?
A-OK.
Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
If your group or organization would like to receive job postings, contact our Human Resources Department, 509-735-8369 to request notices.
Apple Valley News Now open positions can be viewed on our website, applevalleynewsnow.com.
It's Walker's Furniture's 45th anniversary sale, where you can buy like friends and family with savings up to 45% off.
Or get no interest financing for up to 5 years.
It's a great time to save at Walker's.
This newscast sponsored by Shriners Children's Spokane. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of this morning's temperatures. We're in the mid-40s for Snoqualmie Pass and Cle Elum, and we are in the mid to upper 50s for places like Ellensburg and Vantage. Then down in the Yakima Valley, mid-50s to low 60s, 60 for Union Gap, 57 in Yakima. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, we're seeing temperatures exclusively in the 50s, 51 for the Tri-Cities, 58 up towards the Hanford site. And we're also in the 50s for the Blue Foothills, 30s and 40s up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Here's your CoCast for today for the Tri-Cities. Just very light jacket stuff for this morning, and the rest of the day obviously going to be t-shirt weather up into the low 70s as soon as 10, and then up into the 80s at the peak of daytime heating. Will end up being about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. So that means for all lower elevation spots, mid to upper 80s. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw some 90s on the map for today. Okay, then it gets much hotter as we head into this weekend, but specifically for Sunday and then into Monday. And we could see some daily high temperature records broken. So in terms of if this is going to be the warmest, well, first of all, let's talk about Sunday. Would this be the warmest June 8th on record? Well, according to the previous daily records, probably not. But for June 9th, this could be the warmest June 9th on record. We'll have a good shot of breaking the record in Ellensburg, in the Tri-Cities, Hermiston, Pendleton, and Walla Walla. Tuesday is also going to be pretty hot, but then will be cooler into midweek next week. So I'll show you that sequence. Also, we'll talk about some very strong wind gusts that we have in the forecast for tomorrow. So that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In your national headlines this morning, President Donald Trump is following up on an executive order that he signed back on his first day in office earlier this year. It directs cabinet members to look into any potential difficulties when it comes to screening visitors from particular countries.
It asks them for a list of nations the administration might want to consider for a travel ban. Now the president says he's acting on that list. Amy Kiley reports on the proclamation that he just signed yesterday evening.
We will not allow people to enter our country who wish to do us harm.
President Donald Trump is banning travelers from a dozen countries starting Monday. He cites security concerns and says it's hard for the U.S. to vet visitors from those places.
As part of the role of the executive branch is to enforce the border laws of the country and to use discretion and judgment to protect the safety of Americans.
The ban is for nationals of Afghanistan, Myanmar, also known as Burma, Chad, Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. Trump's proclamation partly restricts the entry of people from 7 other countries. Notably, the list does not include Egypt. That's the native country of the suspect in Sunday's anti-Semitic attack in Boulder, Colorado. A White House official says the president made the final decision about the ban after that incident.
You don't have countries like Egypt. You don't have Saudi Arabia, where most of the 9/11 terrorists came from. So it seems to me like he cherry-picked which brown people he wanted to exclude.
The ban doesn't apply to lawful permanent residents, existing visa holders, and certain visa categories. It also allows exceptions when the Trump administration determines U.S. national interests are at stake.
They do have a responsibility to act responsibly in terms of who comes into the country, but we'll see where this all shakes out.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And the barring of nationals from Afghanistan also could impact Afghans who worked alongside the U.S. during its 2 decades of war there.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert full weather forecast. That's coming up on the other side of the break in just a few minutes.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
Your life matters, and there are people ready to listen. Together, as schools, law enforcement, faith leaders, and community members, we are committed to making sure no young person feels alone.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
Never a bother, anytime, anywhere.
Visit neverabother.org for resources and support. Remember, you're never a bother.
Meet the Moore family. They switched from cable internet to Ziply Fiber and got so much more. Mr. Moore got more upload speed for next level gaming and live streaming to the masses. Mason Moore got even more done for his sneaker business, quickly uploading HD product demos and video conferencing without freezing.
Brad, you're on mute.
And now that her family doesn't need her for tech support, Mrs. Moore has more time to stream games into overtime.
Let's go!
Get more of what you love by switching to Ziply Fiber for $65 less per month than cable at ziplyfiber.com.
This summer, big wins come in sevens at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Get ready for the $100,000 Lucky Summer Sevens giveaway with over $12,000 cash up for grabs every Friday and Saturday in June. The heat is on, and so is the grand prize on June 28th. 3 winners choose 7 cards with prizes. Reveal 7 sevens and instantly win $17,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, celebrating 3 decades of fun.
Did you know there are buffalo in Washington?
They're fun to deal with. We get to round them up once a year.
Check it out.
We have 115 buffalo in our last inventory last fall.
Buffalo on Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Next live from the White Lotus, Leslie Bibb.
It's so fun!
Plus Jimmy and George's Antonia Gentry. And it's shopping day.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Yesterday was warm. Today's going to be warmer, but it's going to be very hot Sunday and Monday. First alert weather day for lower elevations of southeastern Washington and northeastern Oregon because of the heat. Highs could peak between 95 to 101. So let's show you how we get there. First, for today, it's going to be another beautiful day, lots of sunshine, and like I said, very warm. Will be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. That means 80s for lower elevations. Wouldn't be shocked to see some 90s on the map for today, and then 70s for the Cascades, 60s and 70s in the Blues. In terms of winds for today, pretty light for the most part. Could be a bit breezy for the Bluefoot Hills and Blue Mountains, but other than that, the wind's not going to be significant for today. Then for tonight, mostly clear. Could have a few more clouds up in the sky, but overall mostly clear. Overnight lows mild with 50s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s up in the Cascades and the Blues. Now let's go back to the winds for tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon and evening, they're going to be much stronger, specifically in the Kittitas Valley, where they could peak around 50 miles per hour, peak gusts, that is. Other microclimates aren't going to see winds nearly that strong. So we'll watch for the fire start potential in the Kittitas Valley very closely. But moving forward, this is going to be the big story. High temperatures are going to be up around 100 degrees in the Tri-Cities, especially for Sunday and Monday, but Tuesday, nothing to scoff at either. We're going to be much cooler by the time we get to Wednesday, but even at that point, we'll be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for the beginning of June. And unfortunately, no rain chances in the forecast over the next 7 days for any square inch of the viewing area. So no rainfall is going to assist us in helping to cool things off, that is. And the vegetation certainly going to be pretty dry out there, and we'll have more numbers to back that up coming up a little bit later in the show. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Upper 80s for the bookends of the 7-day forecast, but a lot of 90s in between, with highs peaking around 100 for Sunday and Monday. In Yakima, heating up with highs near triple digits Sunday and Monday, then trending much cooler into midweek next week. In Ellensburg, strong winds Friday afternoon and evening. The heat peaks Sunday and Monday, then perhaps more strong winds for next week. In Hermiston, highs rising through Sunday and Monday when they land around 100, much cooler by next Wednesday. In Walla Walla, just like with the Kittitas Valley, highs peaking in the mid-90s for Sunday and Monday, then the heat backs off after that.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up in your entertainment news, we are taking a look at the much anticipated and newly released trailer for the Wicked sequel. I've already watched it 47 times. I don't know about you. See? You're not going to want to miss it. It's 6:19. We're back after the break.
If you have heart failure or chronic kidney disease, Farxiga can help you keep living life, because there are places you'd like to be. Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and bacterial infection between the anus and genitals, both which may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness or swelling between the anus and genitals. Ask your doctor about Farxiga today.
Farxiga. Seattle-born stand-up comedian and impressionist Adam Ray, live at Legends Casino, Friday, July 11th. Known best for his Netflix special, Adam Ray is Dr. Phil Unleashed, as well as his popular YouTube channel.
If you don't know what Citizens app is, it's an app you can put on your phone that notifies you of all the danger that's lurking. That sounds like fun. Yeah, there's a lot of people cooking for Cocoa Puffs right outside your door.
Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com and Legends Gift Shop. Don't miss Adam Ray, live on July 11th at Legends Casino in Toppenish.
Prosser Digestive Health Center offers the full spectrum of digestive health care. Services provided by board-certified gastroenterologist Dr. Jack Brandenburg include colon cancer screenings, treatment for swallowing problems, inflammatory bowel disease, liver disorders, and more. To schedule an appointment, call Prosser Digestive Health Center at 509-786-5599 or learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Car insurance for seniors can be very expensive.
But don't assume that just because you're over 65 that you've got to pay outrageously high rates.
Are you paying too much for your auto insurance? If so, you're just throwing your money away.
Well, now is the time to check on your auto insurance rates.
You may be able to save a lot of money.
So call the number on your screen right now and find out how much you can save.
1-800-825-0861.
For the team ready to conquer the grandest stage, immortality awaits. An unforgettable journey is nearing its finale. The NBA Finals, Game 1 on ABC.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Welcome back. 6:22 in your entertainment headlines this morning. Universal is hoping that lightning or a tornado can strike twice.
The studio released the first trailer for its Wicked sequel, Wicked for Good, just last night.
Let's take a look.
Elva Withrop, I know you're out here. Just come in before the monkeys spot you.
There's no going back. This is between us, the wizard and I.
The Wicked Wicked Witch can't elude us forever. Not with Prince Fiero and his squadron hot on her trail.
The wonderful Wizard of Oz. No one believed in you more than I did.
Just chills.
I can't.
How do you see that and not want to watch it over and over again, Josh? Because you still haven't seen the first one.
All trailers look the same to me. It's like a lot of...
Okay, that's no.
It's just like a lot of loud music.
No. They all look the same to you?
Yeah, I mean, like the editing style is all kind of the same.
That didn't move you? We're over here like...
Just like, give me more.
I felt the desk move. That's for sure.
So the Wicked for Good trailer doesn't showcase any real surprises, and if you saw the first, you kind of have an idea of what to expect.
Yeah, both films were shot simultaneously and share the same director and cast, and they cover the plot of the Broadway musical, with the upcoming film serving as a de facto Act 2.
The first film was a huge success last year, both commercially and critically. It made more than $750 million and was nominated for 10 Academy Awards, winning 2, so maybe there's something to it.
Okay. Wicked for Good is scheduled to hit theaters November 21st.
And we are so excited, and so is Josh, one of these days.
We're gonna get you on board.
It's been, when did this movie come out?
Last November.
Yeah, I've been holding out.
Right, last November?
I know, yeah.
I've been holding out now for like 8 months.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to text you every day. Be like, have you seen it yet?
I'm feeling a lot of pressure coming from over here.
As you should. It's working. Okay, good. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Franklin County leaders taking a bold stand on immigration, declaring they will not become a sanctuary county, what that could mean for residents.
Also, explosives, online forums, and a deadly ideology. How a Washington man allegedly helped plan a terrorist bombing across state lines. The details are coming up in your next half hour.
Hi, I'm Rowdy with Total Energy Management. For 40 years, we've been keeping the Tri-Cities comfortable with top-notch heating and air conditioning services. We take pride in delivering exceptional service and unbeatable deals. Right now, you can save big with up to $4,900 in rebates and tax credits on a new Carrier heating and cooling system. So turn to the experts at Total Energy Management to ensure your house has the perfect temperature year-round. Visit TEMINC.com or call 946-4500 to learn more.
Welcome to Pasco, where we are building a community rooted in culture. Check out the Farmers Market downtown at Peanuts Park, Saturdays from May through October. Taste something new at one of our diverse local restaurants, the Pasco Specialty Kitchen vendor windows, or our growing food truck scene. And enjoy the natural beauty of our waterfront parks and the Sacagawea Heritage Trail. Shop small, explore local, and experience the spirit of Pasco. Naturally transformative.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Looking for a trusted professional to guide you through your real estate endeavors? Carrie Lundgren with River Realty is ready to guide you through the process. As a lifelong Tri-Cities resident with 35 years real estate experience, she has the knowledge, dedication, and enthusiasm to make your real estate dreams come true. Whether you are buying your first home, moving up or scaling back, or looking for an investment, she has got you covered. Call Carrie today at 509-948-0580 and start making your dreams a reality.
Celebrate Walla Walla is back June 19th through 21st. 3 days of world-class wine. Tour vineyards with winemakers. Expand your palate and don't miss the block party. This is Walla Walla Valley at its finest. Tickets are on sale now. Secure yours today.
It's the red, white, and blue sale at More Furniture, and we're celebrating with store-wide sale pricing. Plus, get your choice, free white glove delivery, or we'll pay the sales tax. It's your opportunity for huge savings on our spring lineup, featuring fresh new designs, functions, and features in every department. You'll find relaxing living rooms, bedroom sanctuaries, cozy dining rooms, and the perfect accessories all in stock, on sale, and ready for delivery. Visit your local More Furniture, where everyone gets more for less.
He's the sheriff known by one name.
Oh, howdy, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Hey, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Andy. Andy.
On the Andy Griffith Show.
Broadcast channels 35.2 and 42.2. Spectrum channel 182.
Buffalo on Fly the Northwest, Tuesday. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, jackpot, Josh. Cash with Colbert.
Making it rain.
All the nicknames, right? Okay, here's the deal. Today's the big day.
He said, here's the deal.
We, or I, however you want to think about it, 39 forecasts in a row, right?
Is it getting kind of toasty?
What's that?
You getting kind of like sweaty about it?
Look, you can't see.
I know, well, you do weird things to the desk over there.
You can't see glistening over there, but there's definitely glistening over here. These hands certainly very clammy this morning. Okay, it's been 39 forecasts correct in a row. That means the jackpot's up to $975. So yesterday went with forecast high of 84 in Pasco Tri-Cities. It verified at 83. Now we're up to 975.
What's going to be your next goal?
This is it. This is it for now. One threshold at a time, right? So here are the stakes for today. Forecast high of 88 in Pasco Tri-Cities. If it verifies between 85 to 91, the jackpot's going to hit 1,000. I can sleep easy at night. If that doesn't happen, I'm going to be devastated, and you're going to have $975. At least there's going to be the opportunity for that. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleynewsnow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you can scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, now we move forward to Sunday and Monday as the heat's just going to keep building up to that point. Highs could be between 95 to 101 for lower elevations of southeastern Washington and northeastern Oregon, which is why we're going with the first alert weather day. So just some tips to take to heart as we start to get deeper and deeper into summer. Of course, early morning walks for the pets. If the kids are going to be outside, water, electrolytes, things like that. If you're going to be outside working, of course, find shade, drink water. That's a common theme. And check on those vulnerable populations, especially the elderly. So, of course, we've seen much more intense heat waves here over the past few years, but 95 to 101, certainly nothing to scoff at. Now for this morning, this is very comfortable. 50s for lower elevations, 40s up in the Cascades, 40s in the Blues. Your hour by hour for today for the Tri-Cities is going to be into the low 70s as soon as 10 this morning, and then up into the 80s at the peak of daytime heating. So for lower elevations, mid to upper 80s will be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for the start of June. I'll take you on that zone by zone tour of today's beautiful forecast, and also I'll show you what our vegetation dryness is looking like. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. 6:31 now, and we start this half hour of news with a crime alert that spans between two states. A terrorism investigation has now led to federal charges against a Washington man accused of helping a bomber detonate an explosive device in California.
Now, this explosion happened outside a Palm Springs fertility clinic earlier last month, back on May 17th. Federal authorities say 32-year-old Daniel Park from Kent supplied the chemicals used in the explosion. The blast gutted the building and shattered nearby windows, authorities calling it one of the largest bomb scenes that Southern California has ever seen.
The bomber, identified as Guy Edwards Bartkus, died in the explosion. Investigators say Park and Bartkus connected online through extremist forums where they shared anti-human procreation beliefs.
Park had been stockpiling ammonium nitrate for years. It's a key ingredient in many explosives, and he shipped it to Bartkus before traveling to California to test the bombs in a garage. Park fled to Poland just days after the attack, but was arrested after returning to the U.S. He was taken into custody at JFK Airport in New York on Tuesday.
He made his first court appearance Wednesday in Brooklyn, where a judge ruled him a serious flight risk. California residents say the arrest brings a sense of justice and some new hope that long-standing questions may now finally be answered.
We feel relieved. We feel that there's going to be a sense of justice. I mean, him gone. I mean, there was frustration, sadness, but then also now I feel that there's going to be some type of clarity of bringing justice finally to all of us, and some answers or questions that need to be answered.
Park is now awaiting transfer to California, where he'll face federal charges. No embryos were damaged in the blast, and the clinic was closed at the time.
Officials say this attack could have been much worse, and they are calling it a clear act of domestic terrorism.
Now on to fire watch this morning, where a close call in Prosser sent crews rushing to stop a grass fire before it could do some serious damage. Firefighters were called to the corner of Rothrock and McCready Roads around 11:30 Wednesday morning. This after someone mowing their lawn got too close to a dry patch, sparking the blaze. West Benton Fire Rescue says it burned just over an acre, but thankfully no homes were damaged and no one was hurt.
And closer to home, a controversial vote in Franklin County made it clear they do not want to be seen as a sanctuary county. In a unanimous decision, the Franklin County Board of Commissioners passed a resolution affirming their full support for federal immigration enforcement, including policies from the Trump administration. The resolution states that the county will not adopt policies that interfere with federal immigration laws, emphasizing cooperation with agencies like ICE and Border Patrol.
What I plan to do with this, just so you know, is not just to, pass a resolution to make a statement. What I'd like to do is take some of the other work that you all have done, whether it's pertains to vaccine choice or your support of young women in sports. And I think what we could do is send a package to the folks that I personally know in the Trump administration.
The board says the vote doesn't change how the county operates day to day, but it does send a clear message to residents and federal partners about their position on immigration enforcement. The resolution is largely symbolic, but reinforces existing county practices. No new local policies or enforcement changes were announced.
Looking ahead today, we have a road closure to warn you about in Ellensburg, and this after a water main break happened yesterday on University Way at Nanham Street. Crews responded to the incident. The water main was isolated, and officials say no customers lost service. The outside eastbound lane of University Way was closed, and it'll remain closed into this morning as crews continue to work on repairing that main break.
Now turning our attention to local sports, the Tri-City Dust Devils created a new ballpark experience with inclusivity at the forefront. The team hosted a sensory-friendly game, lowering the music and creating a more comfortable atmosphere for fans with special needs or sensory sensitivities. The event was made possible through a partnership with the Columbia Ability Alliance, a local organization focused on advocating for inclusive spaces.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, and more than 7 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's disease right now. But experts say early detection is key. And coming up, we'll talk about some of the warning signs to look out for.
I'm giving you that live look outside this morning from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. Not a cloud in the sky. It is 6:36 on this Thursday. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colworth will have your forecast.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News now, first alert weather.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
First, at Shriners Children's, the world's most advanced scoliosis procedures are born here. In fact, we deliver access to the world's best doctors for nearly every pediatric orthopedic condition. We're delivering care without compromise is our promise. And kids can just be kids. Because being first always starts with empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements. What aren't we seeing?
Yeah. Do we get our choice of free phones?
Yep, you get the latest phones.
I bet we have to trade in our old phones, though.
Nope, sure don't.
Wow.
High five. Almost.
Higher?
Yes. Nope.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in. And we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Whether you're injured on the road or on the job, the big dogs at Brumback and Autumn will get you the full compensation. Leave nothing on the table. Brumback and Autumn. Bulldog tough.
You heard a screech outside at night, but you can't see what it is because there's not enough light. You need the Bionic Floodlight from Bell & Howell, the solar-powered motion-activated multi-directional floodlight, the versatile wireless, safety, security, and outdoor lifestyle light you'll love. And right now, it's yours for just $29.99, and the shipping is free. Order now, and we'll send a second Bionic Floodlight. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-248-8281 or order online at bionicfloodlight.com.
Live from the White Lotus, Leslie Bibb.
It's so fun!
Plus, Jimmy and George's Antonia Gentry. And it's shopping day.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
This time of year, dangerous storms pop up, bringing rain, wind, and lightning.
And many times that lightning causes wildfires, some of which change lives forever.
This is just one reason to trust First Alert Weather from Apple Valley News Now.
With cutting-edge technology and the experience of our team, trust us to help keep your family safe this wildfire season.
On air, online, and mobile with our First Alert Weather app.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather, always on your side. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. It's going to be a beautiful one, but warmer compared to yesterday. Mid-70s up in the Cascades, mid-80s in the Kittitas Valley. Then down in the Yakima Valley, we'll be in the mid to upper 80s. Light winds here, really light winds across the map, except for in the Blue Foothills and mountains. More on that in a second. For the lower Columbia Basin, light winds here as well. Sunny skies. Some of us will be within striking distance of 90 degrees. Then for the Blue Foothills, highs around 80 in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County, more like mid-80s in Umatilla and Walla Walla counties, 60s and 70s up in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains, and peak gusts out of the north and east between 15 to 25 miles per hour. Now let's talk about today's vegetation dryness forecast. Remember, 100% would be the microclimate's driest vegetation since 2000. So we are going to be in that elevated level of dryness by fire season standards in the Cascades and the Northern Blues for today. But look at the Kittitas Valley, the Yakima Valley, Lower Columbia Basin, and Blue Foothills. Today at 64%. Here's what it's going to be by Sunday at the peak of the heat wave. 80%, jumps up by 16 percentage points, taking us from a medium level of vegetation dryness to an elevated level of vegetation dryness. And also those numbers not going to look great in the Cascades or the Northern Blues. And I'll show you the heat that is going to accompany these numbers, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In your health news this morning, June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, and more than 7 million Americans ages 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's right now, and that's according to the Alzheimer's Association.
Yeah, but the brain changes that cause the disease are thought to begin 20 years or more before memory loss and other symptoms even start. Early detection gives patients a better chance of benefiting from treatment.
In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on a new campaign to make people aware of the 10 early warning signs of Alzheimer's disease.
It's a brain disease causing a slow decline in memory, thinking, and behavior. In 2022, Alzheimer's disease was the 6th leading cause of death in those ages 65 and older. And the Alzheimer's Association says nearly 14 million Americans in that age group are expected to be living with the disease by 2060.
This is a public health crisis.
A new campaign is aimed at making people aware of 10 early Alzheimer's warning signs often mistaken for normal aging. Memory loss that disrupts daily life, challenges in planning or solving problems, difficulty completing familiar tasks, confusion with time or place, trouble understanding visual images and spatial relationships, new problems with words and speaking or writing, misplacing things and losing the ability to retrace steps, decreased or poor judgment, withdrawal from work or social activities, and changes in mood and personality.
Early detection can really help ensure a loved one receives the best care, support, and access to treatment.
Experts say close family members are usually the first to notice these changes in a loved one, so being aware of the potential signs is critical.
With that knowledge, empower family members to have a conversation about Alzheimer's if they notice a difference in their loved one's attitude or behavior.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And for more information on the 10 warning signs, or if you have questions, you can check out Alzheimer's Association's website at 10signs.org.
And the organization also has information on resources like emotional support groups that can help both the patient and caregiver after a diagnosis is made.
So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Coming up, we've got your morning sprint, everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning. As we give you that live look outside from our Legends Casino and Hotel Sky Camera at Richland's Columbia Point. It's a beautiful start to our Thursday. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert's going to be back with your full First Alert forecast after the break at 6:43.
All four Click It RV superstores have gone mad with huge discounts on a huge selection of top brand RVs, which means the lowest prices, factory incentives, and rebates.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Shop online and find the floor plan you liked and build it, price it, and click it. Or come to any of our neighborhood locations. From travel trailers to fifth wheels, toy haulers to motorhomes. Get a better RV and the lowest price guarantee. Only at your neighborhood Click It RV superstore and ClickItRV.com.
Be a winner like me and get the Click It RV.
Save now with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox this week. 28-ounce Gatorades are 4 for $5. Fran's Donuts or sandwich bread is 2 for $5. Kettle Brand chips are 2 for $9. Plus find Key Men's Canvas Duck work pants for just $24.99 and Kleenex 4-packs for $6.99. And save in the bonus zone on Werner Jerky and Dawn Dish Soap. Saving our members more and keeping your dollars in your community. Bi-Mart since 1955.
It's the Red, White, and Blue sale at More Furniture, and we're bringing you unbeatable savings on premium mattresses. Choose from brands like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and Sealy. Plus, during the Red, White, and Blue sale, you'll get our very best offer, 72 months interest-free financing. That's 72 equal monthly payments with absolutely no interest and no money down. We'll also provide free white glove delivery and removal of your old mattress. Only at More Furniture, where everyone gets more for less.
Good Shepherd provides the most up-to-date orthopedic care available. Our team of experienced board-certified surgeons, physiatrists, and podiatrists are capable of fulfilling your orthopedic needs. Services include precise joint replacements, sports medicine, all orthoscopic shoulder and knee repairs, fracture care, hand surgery, and foot and ankle care. We are here to help you with your pain and maximize your body's performance and function. Good Shepherd Orthopedics in Hermiston. Patients first, always.
To be out here in God's creation, to have the strength and energy at 77 years of age is pure joy, even when repairing fence from wind damage. I rely on Mile Health with the amazing science-backed formula for muscle support. As we age, mobility, balance, and strength are vital to help us keep doing the things we love to do, like me here on our ranch. Plus, to have lean, strong muscles can help prevent falls and will help in recovery from surgery and injuries. Don't let age and muscle loss rob you of your strength and vitality. Be strong with Mile Health.
Mile Health is supported by 25 human clinical studies. Call the number on your screen now and take advantage of our special buy one, get one free offer. We're confident you'll feel results or your money back. Call now.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Yesterday was warm. Today's going to be very warm. This weekend going to be very hot, especially Sunday and Monday. That's why we're going with a first alert weather day for lower elevations of southeastern Washington and northeastern Oregon, as peak highs could be between 95 to 101. Let's show you how we get there. For today, sunny skies, another beautiful day. Like I mentioned, very warm, as we'll be in the 80s for lower elevations. We'll be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. 70s up in the Cascades, 60s and 70s in the Blues. Wind's going to be mostly light for today. Could be a little bit breezy in the Bluefoot Hills and Blue Mountains, but nothing to be concerned with. And then for tonight, mostly clear skies. Could have a few more clouds up in the sky, but mostly clear overall. Overnight low is going to be mild with 50s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s up in the Cascades. The same thing for the Blues. Now for Friday, another round of winds, this time much stronger, especially in the Kittitas Valley. Peak gust around 50 miles per hour. No other microclimate is really going to contest that. So Kittitas Valley, strong wind gusts tomorrow, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. We'll watch for the potential of fire starts, as always, around this time of the year. This is going to be the big weather story moving forward. Sunday and Monday, the peak of this heat wave, but Tuesday, nothing to scoff at either. By Wednesday, much cooler, but at that point, still 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to have any rain chances in any square inch of the viewing area over the next 7 days. So, of course, we want to see the rain around this time of the year. We're not going to get it. That means our vegetation is going to be even more stressed out by the sun and the heat. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Upper 80s for the bookends of the 7-day forecast, but a lot of 90s in between, with highs peaking around 100 for Sunday and Monday. In Yakima, heating up with highs near triple digits Sunday and Monday, then trending much cooler into midweek next week. In Ellensburg, strong winds Friday afternoon and evening. The heat peaks Sunday and Monday, then perhaps more strong winds for next week. In Hermiston, highs rising through Sunday and Monday when they land around 100, much cooler by next Wednesday. Then for Walla Walla, just like with the Kittitas Valley, highs peaking in the mid-90s for Sunday and Monday, then the heat backs off after that, especially by midweek. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
That's right, Gabby! In this morning's GMA First Look, sports betting fans gone too far.
Don't choke, Gabby, like you did yesterday, Gabby.
You can see in this video a man who says he bet on Olympic gold medalist Gabby Thomas's race, shouting at her, celebrating her loss.
You going down, Gabby! You going down, Gabby!
The man posting, "I made Gabby lose by heckling her, and it made my parlay win." Thomas calling out the man's behavior. This grown man followed me around the track as I took pictures and signed autographs for fans, mostly children, shouting personal insults. Anybody who enables him online is gross. He denies these claims. FanDuel telling ABC News it's banned the man from their platform.
The incidents themselves seem to be increasing. They've seen an uptick in it since the sports betting has started expanding across the U.S.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of these out-of-bounds fans. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Controlling my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture. Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi helped visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And with Skyrizi, many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 3 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease. Skyrizi is also approved for ulcerative colitis.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is 6:51. It's time for your morning sprint. We're going to start off with your national headlines. The Coast Guard is cleaning up 2,000 gallons of diesel in Baltimore, and the spill originated from a Johns Hopkins University hospital. It's impacted the city's inner harbor near a historic waterfront and is called Fells Point. Officials say the city's drinking water has not been impacted. And Minnesota public health officials are warning Mall of America visitors about a potential measles exposure. They say an unvaccinated child recently diagnosed with measles visited an indoor theme park at the mall on May 24th. Officials say anyone at the mall that evening may have been exposed and therefore should monitor for symptoms through June 14th.
In your sports headlines this morning, the Walla Walla Sweets showed early fight against the Yakima Valley last night, but they couldn't hold on after taking a 1-0 lead. Defensive helped the Pippins pull ahead. The Sweets battled back to make it 5-4, but Yakima broke it open late with a 5-run 8th final score, 13-5, marking the Sweets' third straight loss. They'll try to bounce back in Game 3 Wednesday night.
And now I go to your top 5 local stories that you need to know this morning.
The manhunt continues this morning for a Washington father accused of murdering his 3 young daughters near a campground in Wenatchee. Authorities say 32-year-old Travis Decker, a veteran with military training, suffocated the girls ages 5, 8, and 9 during a court-approved visit. His truck was found abandoned nearby, and a $20,000 reward is now being offered for information.
In Kennewick, police are investigating an armed robbery at the Circle K on Edison and Canal. Officers say the suspect threatened a clerk around 2:45 a.m. on Tuesday, demanding money and alcohol before taking off with a large bucket of Fireball whiskey. No injuries were reported.
And in Sunnyside, the city council is still undecided on who will take over as interim city manager. One candidate addressed the council directly. Some members say they need more time, though, to review applications before making a decision.
Franklin County leaders have made their stance on immigration clear, voting unanimously to reject sanctuary policies and reaffirm their support for federal enforcement agencies like ICE and Border Patrol. Some saying the move is symbolic and meant to send a message.
And a Washington man's behind bars accused of helping supply chemicals for a bombing that leveled a fertility clinic in California. Federal authorities say Daniel Park of Kent collaborated with the suspected bomber and even conducted experiments in a garage before fleeing to Poland. He's now facing federal terrorism charges. All right, 6:54, trending this morning. There's something big, bold, and a little bit magical happening in the woods outside of San Francisco.
We're talking about giant trolls, but not the scary kind. These trolls are spreading a message.
They've taken over the Philcoy estate, and they're here to teach us a few things about protecting the planet.
Yeah, artist Thomas Dambo created these 6 trolls as activists to teach humans to be good stewards of the earth.
Okay, they're kind of cute. Well, their lessons include things like recycling and the importance of gardens and art, and the sculptures themselves are built from recycled materials.
The exhibit is on tour and at Filoli for a limited time.
We have trolls like this in Washington.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Over on the west side. There's a number of trolls in different locations.
How cool. Imagine just like you take your normal walk and then all of a sudden that's there.
A little troll tour.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the Enchanted Forest in Northern Oregon, if you've ever been down there. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of the exact, it might be Beaverton, but somewhere up there, there's like an enchanted, kind of looks like Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, cool.
Reminded me of that.
Yeah. Well, you know, they're teaching everyone to be nice to the earth, keep it beautiful.
For a good cause.
Yeah. Keeping Earth beautiful, and hopefully it's beautiful outside.
Yes.
It will be beautiful, but it's going to be hot. Very warm for today, and then hot as we head into the weekend. Right now, temperatures, it feels awesome outside, in my personal opinion, especially up towards the Hanford site, as temperatures around 60 this morning, 40s up in the Cascades, 40s and 50s up in the Blues. Later today, high is going to be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. That means mid to upper 80s in lower elevations. I wouldn't be too shocked if some of us touched 90 for today. Here's the bottom line for the forecast. Strong winds in the Kittitas Valley tomorrow afternoon and evening. Some of those peak gusts could be around 50 miles per hour. The heat wave is going to peak on Sunday and Monday, forecasting bone dry over the next 7 days. But speaking of the heat wave, again, Sunday and Monday, peak highs could be between 95 to 101 for lower elevations of southeastern Washington and northeastern Oregon. So when it comes to the pets, take them on early morning walks. When it comes to the kids, make sure they're hydrated. If you're working outside, take lengthy breaks in the shade, and of course take ample water breaks, and then check in on those vulnerable populations over these coming days, especially the elderly.
It's going to be hot, triple digits, maybe.
Yes, and keep in mind that, yes, we've had much more intense heat waves in these parts over the past few years, but still, 100 degrees is hot. It can be dangerous. Heat is the most, I hate to say this, but heat is the most deadly weather phenomenon, so we just want everyone to stay safe, stay cool out there, and have a good weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalleyNewsNow.com.
Good Morning America is up next, and we'll, of course, be back tonight at 5 with your local news and weather.
Have a great day.